Hey, loves. Hi. Alrighty, if you are able to come on in and join me, please do so. Okay? Come on in if you can join me. Alright? I hope that everyone is having an amazing Friday thus far. I'm excited because we got some great stuff coming up. Okay? Some great stuff coming up. All right. So for those of you who are able to join me, awesome sauce, come on in. If you are watching the replay, all right, make sure that you hashtag replay at the bottom. Okay. So make sure that you do that for me. All right. So guys, listen. I don't know what it is. Okay. But the whole theme of building will not let me loose. Okay. It won't let me go. And I've been on this for quite some time, and it's something that is like really heavy on me when it concerns building. Okay. And so one thing that I want you to understand is, even though we are doing radio, the things that we're discussing, the things that we're talking about when we're talking about building and doing these types of things, yes, it relates to radio, but you have to understand that radio is just a portion of what you do, right? Your radio can help advance and push the other things that you're doing, right? The radio is just another part of your brand. Okay, another part of your brand. And so, last week or the week before, because I didn't do a live last week, but the week before, we discussed, we basically discussed, key terms as far as researching, learning, implementing, investing, right? And then building. And then at the last day, I also put in mindset. And let me explain something to you. Those type things really go together. You see what I'm saying? Because in order to build, you have to make sure that you have the mindset to build. Everybody who may want to build maybe don't have the mindset to build. You see what I'm saying? So you would need to make sure that at any time that you are building, right? Anytime that you are building, that you have the mindset in order to do so. Hi, mommy. You make sure that you have the mindset to do so, okay? So I posted in here last week, and I said, mindset is everything. You may have the tools, right? But without the correct mindset, you're basically wasting your time. So let me give you an example, okay? Let me give you an example. An example is, I used to call myself a sponge for knowledge or a sponge for information, right? So I would, sign up for different courses. I would sign up for this and sign up for that. And I would take these different classes that these coaches were presenting, and I would soak all this up, but then yet I wouldn't do anything with it. Right? So I wasn't really implementing it, and I really didn't have the mindset to actually go and implement and build what they were giving me. So therefore, or in that time frame, not only did I waste my time, but I was wasting my money because I invested in something that I did not take seriously in order to build. Okay? In order to build. So my question today, guys, is, do you have the mind to build? Okay? Now, I need y'all to get out of the whole just focused on the radio part, because like I said before, radio is just a part of what you do. Radio for me is a part of my brand. I love radio, but it's still a part of my brand. It is not my entire brand. It is not my entire business. It's not my entire thing. It is a part of what I do. Okay? It is a part of what I do. So, okay? So because of that, right? Because of that, I want to make sure that not only am I taking these other things seriously, but I want to make sure that I'm taking my radio show and my radio station seriously as well, because I don't know who out there is listening. I don't have a sheet of every single listener that calls in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who's listening. And so therefore I want to make sure that this part of my brand, that this part of my business is also in order, right? So let me give you an example. You can't have everything else in order and then have a radio show that's centered around your brand or centered around your ministry lacking or slacking. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't work. So you want to look at it as far as each piece is helping you get where you want to be. Okay? So each piece of your brand, each part of it, whether it's radio, whether it's magazine, whether it's television, whether it's a blog, whether it's, your Facebook live videos, you want to make sure that every aspect of it is working together to push and, basically build what it is that you're trying to build. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that is honestly, that is it. So in order to do so, you have to have the mindset in order to build. You have to have the mindset in order to build, right? So let me give you another example. I posted on my Facebook page this morning about me going to the gym, and this is something that I said that I had wanted to do for a while, and I really gave an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. I've never been a big water drinker, but your girl is making changes, you know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, in order to make a change, you have to be dedicated to the result that you want, right? So even though I may not be a fan of it, right? I may not, before in the past may have not decided to pick a water bottle up first, right? The thing about it is I am dedicated to the end result that I want to see. You see what I'm saying? I'm dedicated to the end result that I want to see. And so because of that, my mindset has to be in place. My mindset has to be in the correct place, all right, in order for me to dedicate my actions to where I'm trying to go. Mindset is everything, okay? Mindset is everything, all right? So without the mindset, then we will continue to make excuses, right? We will continue to push it off and not even worry about it. We will continue to waste time and waste money. You know what I'm saying? We will continue to basically do the lullaby and all this other kind of stuff instead of being dedicated to where we are trying to get. So the other week I asked you, I said, what are you building? What is it that you're building? Are you building a brand and having different aspects of your brand? Are you building ministry? What is it? Are you building a legacy for your children or grandchildren or family? What are you building? Because if you're not focused and centered on what you're building, then why are you trying to build? Any person that builds a house, right? They know what they're building. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're building. They know exactly, they know exactly what they're trying to do. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, love. They know that. They have the blueprint out, and they're like, this is what I'm building. And so they build from that. So my question is, what are you building? Do you even have an idea of what you're building? Because if you don't know what you're building, then you're kind of wasting time, right? So mindset is everything. You have to have the mindset in order to build, right? So back to my example, your girl went to the gym, right? went to the gym. Your girl is even like carrying around water bottles, which is not something that I usually or would have done before. But because I am dedicated and committed to the end result that I want to see, then I have to produce, my actions have to produce that dedication. Meaning I may want this, but because I'm dedicated and I got my mind right, this is what I'm going to do. You see what I'm saying? And so when you're looking at this, you don't look at this as just, oh, this is just radio. Then why are you paying for it if it's just radio? You decided to get a radio show, station, whatever it is, to help build your brand. It's just a part of your brand, right? It's a part of what you're doing. Majority of you, your shows, the name of your show and the name of your station is centered around the ministry or business that you already have. Whether you're doing a personal brand, right? Whether it's your name, your personal brand, then your show goes with that. You know, if you're doing something to empower women and you have Facebook groups and things like that, then your radio show and things are centered around the exact same thing. You see what I'm saying? So when you're looking at it, you can't have all this other stuff together and a radio show that you're paying money for monthly, that you are getting great exposure and everything else. You can't have that slacking or lacking. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore you want to make sure that you continuously build. Okay? So you have to have the mindset to build. So as your girl is in the gym, right? And I'm on the treadmill and I'm walking, you know, break sweat, having a fit, my legs hurt, tired, because going to the gym was not something that I normally did. You know what I'm saying? So I go and they, I don't know what it's called, but the little bike thing, you get to sit and you're pedaling. And for me, I know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know myself. I know, like, I was getting to the point and I was like, man, I'm about to go back in the house. Like, first of all, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still sleepy, been up all night. And I'm listening to my music and I had to stop it. I had to stop the music and I had to go to a podcast. And this is a podcast that I listen to. It is Fearless Motivation, right? And they have like different series and different things like that. And so I'm listening to it and I put it in and the man is talking. And as he's talking, you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, do you want this or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want this or not? And despite how much my legs were burning and despite how bad it was hurting, I kept pushing, right? Because I am dedicated to the end result that I want to see, right? I'm dedicated to the end result that I want to see. So it's the same thing in business. It is the same thing in ministry. You have to be focused on what it is that you want, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to build. And no matter what comes against that, whether it's issues, you know, people get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have situations that pop up against me every single day. And I can get to the point where I just want to push my computer and be like, you know, bump it. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with people. You know, I can turn my phone off, or I can get to a point where I be like, I don't even want to pay my cell phone bill because I don't want nobody calling me, right? Like, these are things that I can do because I know me and my limits. You know what I'm saying? And so no matter how I wanted to stop my legs from hurting, I'm listening to this man in my ear and he's asking me a simple question. Do you want it or not? Do you want it or not? So if I would have quit right there, that means I don't want the result that I'm trying to get, because I wouldn't even, you know, to me, you know, I'm sitting there flipping out because it's hot and I'm sweating, you know what I'm saying? And my legs are hurting. But if I actually looked at the time frame, I really wasn't on that particular machine long enough for anything to really take place in what I really want. So you have to make sure that your mindset, right, is at a place for you to build, for you to get and reach to that end result. And so I'm telling y'all, like, I came and I was talking to my mom and I was like, I felt like quitting. I was like, but dude was in my ear asking me, do I want it or not? And I'm pushing and I'm pedaling. I'm keeping it going, right? Keeping it going because I want to reach that end result that I've made for myself. I want to reach the end result that I made for business. I want to reach the end result that I made for ministry. And so therefore, I have to build. Therefore, I have to get my mind right. Therefore, I got to get my whole life together, right? Got to get it all together. Got to get your mind right. Got to get it all together. All the way together, right? So I wanted to quickly come and share that with you, okay? And share that you have to make sure that your mindset is together. It's a daily process. I don't know what you do to get your mindset together, but for me, of course, I love music, but I've learned to really put time into podcasts, encouraging, motivational, inspirational podcasts. And I normally just listen to Fearless Motivation, right? Fearless Motivation is what I listen to. And it's different people coming on and they're talking about different things. They're talking about mindset. They're talking about beast mode. Chrissy, I thought about you. They were talking about beast mode. There was one in there called beast mode. They were talking about, today is the day. Like, everything can change for you in one day if you're pushing and moving towards where you're trying to go. Right? So I listen to that because that helps me keep my mindset together. It helps push me. It helps, me do whatever I want. I was up half of the night. I get up early this morning. I'm going and I'm working out, come back, take a shower, get all dressed up, get all cute or whatever. And I'm sitting at my computer and I was like, oh, I really want to take a nap. I was like, I really want to take a nap. And then I had to remind myself, no, Kia, nap time is not available right now because you have goals that you have to reach by the end of today. There are things that you need to accomplish by the end of today. And if you get them done, then you can go to bed early and then you'll be good to go. Right? So figure out what it is that you're building. Get your mind right and go from there. Like I said, guys, I don't know what it is with this whole building thing, but the whole concept of building will not let me go. It will not let me go. It will not let me go. It will not let me go. Okay. Even my posts and things like that have been centered around building because I truly believe that God wants us to really trust what He has given us, the blueprint of what He has given us. And He is trusting us and He wants us to trust Him and He wants us to build. Build. What is that vision that He has shown you? He's giving you the blueprint to it. Now go build it. Stop waiting for everything to fall in your lap and go build it. Your actions need to match your faith. Don't just talk about it, be about it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Let your actions match your faith. If they do not match your faith, then it's dead work. It's dead air. It's dead faith. It's just dead. It's just dead. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't even resurrect it at that moment. It's just dead. Right? It's completely dead. All right? So, build. Trust the blueprint that God has given you and build. Some of you came to me, you was like, well, God told me that this. He showed me radio. God opened this door for me. Okay. Now go build what He has given you. Go build what He has shown you to do. Get up and build. I don't care if it's 30 minutes in a day. Use that time and build. Use that time and work and grind and build. Because He gave that to you for a reason. Not for you to just la-di-da in. You know what I'm saying? Not for you just to sit around and play footsie with. He gave it to you for a reason. There are people out there that needs to hear what God has given you to share with them. But if you're not doing your part, then you are slacking off of what he has given you to do. And I had to realize that for myself, right? Because not only did he give me the network to build, but he gave me shows and gave me things for me to help women and me to empower women. Like, that is what he's told me and shown me to do. So when I'm just focused on one thing, but not focused on this, then I'm not doing everything that I need to do as well. Okay? So go build. Okay? Go build. Build what he has given you. He has already given you the blueprint. He's giving you the blueprint. Now take it. Follow that blueprint, right? And go build. Okay? Go build. Alright. So that's all I really want to share with you. I ain't trying to keep you all day because I got things to do. Also, one thing that I want to share with you is this. I created a social media content calendar type thing for Ruach, right? So you have shows, you have stations, and a lot of people come to me and say, well, Nakia, I don't know what to post on social media. I don't know what I need to do. Well, this is going to give you some ideas, okay? So you can take this, and it's going to be in the file section, okay? So you can take this and you can print it out or download it or whatever it is that you want to do, and just use this as things that you can use or things that you can do to share on your social media, okay? So this is just a content form, a content calendar type thing of different things that you can actually post on your social media, okay? And it looks so cute. Don't it look so cute? I know, it's so cute, right? And so some of these things are some of the things that you already know, like an inspirational quote, tip of the day, give somebody a tip of the day. The thing about it is, like, I need you to look at radio as your brand, as your ministry. What is it that you're talking about on your show? If you're just like picking random stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Like, I really don't. But if your show is centered around your brand, right? So, who can I use as an example? Vanessa. Okay? So Vanessa's thing is The Fight is Fixed. Right? The Fight is Fixed. Okay? And so her show is centered around, it's a ministry type show. Right? So she can take inspirational quotes and talk about the fight is fixed. Give biblical scriptures about the fight already being fixed. Like, we got the victory. Like, that's it, right? A tip of the day for her would be showing you giving tips on how you can know and understand that it's already fixed for you, that it's already done. You know what I'm saying? Or tips on how to rejoice, or tips on how to affirm what God has already spoken to you, right? Simple stuff, right? Free printable, like you can create your own worksheet or whatever, and it can be a checklist, it can be a resource guide, it can be cheat sheets centered around your brand and theme, right? You can do contests and giveaways. Share your archive link. Is there a certain show that you want to share? You want to share it again. I don't know why y'all don't share archive links. I would never understand that. But share archive links. Go on your social media and be like, yo, check out a show from whenever, with special guests, whoever, and bam. Okay? Ask questions, right? So if Vanessa is talking about the fight is fixed, ask questions concerning, what people may feel about that. Why do some people feel as though they have to do this fight? You know what I'm saying? Why, whatever it is that you want to come up with, like, ask questions. Okay? Behind the scenes, like, show a picture of your workspace, or you preparing for your show, or you, basically prepping and all of this type of stuff for your radio show. Okay, like show a picture of your notes, or all of that. Show pictures of you working on getting your whole look together. Like, give a behind the scenes. People want to see behind the scenes. Okay, you can do contests and giveaways. You can give out a freebie, just a free download related to your brand. Whatever it is, if you want to do a quick ebook, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do whatever, right? Give people a call to action, a CTA, right? So give them, have them to sign up for something, right? Have them to schedule a call with you. Have them schedule a session with you, right? Virtual events. Create a virtual event around what you're doing. The Fight is Fixed virtual event, virtual summit. Mad, motivated and dedicated virtual event, like something. Like, you can create a virtual event around your show, around your station, around your brand, around your thing. Okay? Blog posts. Do you have a blog? Right? Do you have a blog? If not, start a blog. And if you don't start a blog, then do you have a magazine? Like, share content from that's related to what you talk about on your show, or related to what your brand is about. Okay? Facebook Live series. Those of you who like to get on Facebook Live, do a series, a week-long series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Do a series related on a certain theme. Okay? A social-only promo. Okay? So, therefore, you give discounts only to people on your social media. Right? Those that are following you. Videos. Upload videos. Right? Upload videos. Talk about what your theme is about. Right? I mean, if your radio... Let me see how to put this. If your radio show is completely different from what you're doing, then it just makes it a little difficult, right? But majority of you have shows that are related to what you're doing. For example, my upcoming show is called My Authentic Life, right? And I call myself the Authentic Living Strategist. Everything that I do is about being authentic in Christ. My magazine, Authentically You magazine. You know what I'm saying? The Woman Behind the Mask series. Like, everything involves being authentic, unmasking, unveiling, all of that. So my radio show, My Authentic Life, is geared around that. That is my brand. That is what I do. Right? So do videos centered around what you're doing. If you're talking, let me see how to put this. You basically repurpose your content, and we'll talk about this in training tomorrow. You're repurposing your content, right? So let's say you have an amazing radio show, right? So you don't have a guest, but you're just talking. Let me give y'all an example. Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick example. Jennifer Yvette, right? She did a few shows, and it was just her talking, and it was amazing, right? Now, she could take that information. She can request that, or, you go to your audio or whatever. You can take notes from that, right? Take notes from what you were talking about, or get somebody to pay somebody to transcribe your show. Take that content and repurpose it. Put it on social media posts, you know what I'm saying? Make a blog about it. Like, make a video series on it. There's so much that you can do. It's called repurposing your content. Okay? So, there's so much that you can do, guys. Like, you just gotta think outside the box. Like, think creatively. Reviews. Do you have people give you reviews for your show? Pamela does Itsy Bitsy Bookworms, and we actually take her reviews and put it onto her page. We actually set up another page, but you can actually post your reviews. Post them on social media as well. Let people know that people are excited about your show. Okay? Caption this. Have you seen people like post pictures and they're like, caption this, and then people put like little funny captions that they think that the picture is saying, or what that person is saying in the picture, right? Do that. Okay? I got something of the same. Okay. Most popular show. What is your most popular show? Share that again. Share comments from that. Share all of that. So you would need to make sure that you are taking in the information that you're getting. Okay? So if somebody comes and, you're doing a show and somebody comments on your post, do y'all take account for that? Like, do you take note of that? Hi, Pamela. How you doing, love? Do you take notes of the comments that people are saying? Right? Do you take reviews? Do you do any of that? Okay? So let's say that you did a radio show and it was one of the most popular, it is one of your popular shows. Like, you had a great response. It was a great number of people. Like, share that again. Share it again. Share it again. When it comes to your radio show, guys, like I keep saying, your radio show is just a part of your brand, a part of your ministry, a part of your business. It's just a part. So for me, when you look at me and you're like, oh, you take radio so seriously, and Kia, you're just talking about all this stuff. Well, the way that I'm talking about radio is the way that you would talk about business. It's the same thing. The things that you can do for radio is the same thing that you could be doing for your business. Right? You can get your social media together. You can make the whole look of your show and station look good. Right? You can do all of that. All right? So listen, guys, I'm going to post this in the group. It'll be in the file section in just a little bit. But this is a social media content calendar that you can basically use to give you some ideas of what you can post to your social media pages. Okay? Challenges, articles, find articles that relate to what you talk about. What do you talk about on your shows, right? Take that and use it into something else. Okay? Personal. Share more about you. Let people know about you and why you chose to do radio. Why is radio a part of your brand? Okay? Tutorials. Show people how to do something. What is it that you talk about in your show? What do you talk about? Right? What do you talk about? Show people, like, give them videos, give them a series, whatever. E-course. Do you know that you can actually do it's just an email, right? It's just an email series. It's like they call it an e-course, but it's just giving information in your email. Right? So you can be like, sign up for my free 3-part e-course or whatever. And it could be, 7 steps to living your authentic life. Right? And so it'll be like 3 emails that you send and you're giving these steps and teaching people how to live their authentic life. For example, that's e-course. You can do that for free. Give people emails, right? Get their emails. So therefore they have to sign up for this email. You get their emails, you're sending out these emails, but then you're also able to have their email account, have their email so that their way you can send more emails. They are subscribing to your course. They're giving their email address for that. And then you take it and you send out email campaigns around what you're doing. All right? Encouragement. Words of encouragement, memes, post memes centered around what you do, right? Have fun. Show people that you're human, but also show people that you're professional. Show people that you are accountable. Show people that you are serious about what you're doing. If you're not serious about what you're doing, nobody else is going to take you seriously. They're not going to take you seriously. And let me explain something to you. The way that you handle your radio show, the way that you handle the media, the way that you handle these things when you're in the spotlight says a lot about how serious you really are. Because if you're taking time to do this, if you're taking time to build, people will see that. People will see that. Okay? They will see that. So listen, guys, I'm going to stop talking because I talked a lot last night because I want y'all to get it. I want you to really, really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want you to get it of what you have in your hands and what you can do with it, and how successful you can be with it, and how this teeny little thing that you have in your hands right now, right? This teeny little thing that you have in your hands right now, how it can set you up for more. This teeny little radio show that you have, because a lot of you don't think that it's big, so, I'm just going to say this little teeny, hey, Lakia, this teeny little thing that you have, how it can set you up for so much more. I keep telling you, you don't know who's listening to you. You get numbers and you're like, oh, that's great. I have numbers. I have this many numbers. You get countries and you're like, I have listeners in these countries, but you don't know exactly who is listening to you and what door that can open for you. You came to me saying, God told me to do this, right? God told me radio. Then good. Then do radio. Do it. And do it unto him, right? Do it unto him. And so I have to remind myself when I want to be lazy and when I want to slack up and I don't want to do stuff, this is what God told me to do. He gave me the blueprint to this. Now it's up to me to build it. All right. I posted a thing about Noah, right? So, you know what I'm saying? And guys, when I tell you, I don't know why God will not let this whole building thing go with me. I cannot explain to you. But that's all that I hear. That's all that I see is build, 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 build. Okay. So it's time for us to start building. Stop sleeping on what we have and build. Okay, so, maybe that's why you keep hearing me say it, and that's all I'm talking about. And some of my posts and images are around building, right? So, I made a post and it says something about how, God didn't give Noah a plan. He gave him the blueprint. And Noah had to build. That's it. He gave you the blueprint to whatever business, whatever ministry, whatever it is that he gave you the blueprint to it. Now it's up to you to build that. So build it. But building takes work, guys. It takes those key steps that we talked about the previous week, which was, researching, learning, investing, implementing, and then build. And let me explain something. Mindset is everything. You can't build nothing if you don't have the mindset to build. Your actions have to match your faith. Therefore, if not, then it's just dead faith, dead air. You're just talking out your mouth, basically. Right? So, listen, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to try my best to stop talking. But listen, I have been eating, living, breathing on building lately. Okay, I'm so serious. It's just there, and it is exciting to me, because I'm ready to build. I got to speak. Let me tell you something. I got a speaking engagement coming up, and this lady she's not in my radio group, and I haven't really posted a lot of things on my regular social media about building, right? So she reached out to me and she's like, Nakia, I want you to come and I want you to speak at this event and we're going to talk about building. She was like, I want you to talk to people about building business and building ministry. And I was like, okay, God, well, it just blew my mind because I'm like, that's what I've been telling people. This is what I've been telling people. It's time to build, right? This is what I'm trying to tell people. It's time to build. So she has me come in and I'm going to speak to a group of ladies on building ministry and building what God has given you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy how this is something that God is dealing with me on and the things that I'm sharing with you so that you can build. Because it's time to build. Media is so important. And let me explain that media is going to be the key things that is going to help people get through of the things that's coming ahead, right? I'm not trying to get all churchy with y'all, but I truly believe, like, when you turn on the TV, and you see this stuff, it's so much stuff that media puts out there. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to provide things in media to help empower and change the things that people see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a type that sits and watch the news, because to me it's so depressing. So depressing. But I want people to be able to go onto my station or my TV station and see and hear the word of God and the love of Christ, and hear amazing things that's going to help keep them and help push them. That is what I want. So that is why it is so important to me to build the network, or networks, because I'm working on my second one, right? So it is important for me to do that, because that is what I want to do. I want there to be a place where people can go and get the word of God. You know, it's crazy. Like this, I saw a video today, and this happened back in 2013, I believe, about a lady saying that, you know, somebody filed a noise complaint on her, and, you know, the police came into her house and was telling her that they were going to take her to jail and all this other kind of stuff. And she got on her knees and prayed, and how they were basically harassing her and telling her and commanding her to stop praying in her own house. You know, to stop praying in her own house. And she shared that story, and I'm sitting there like, that's 2013. We're in 2018. You know, the Bible speaks of things that's coming to pass. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I want to just be able to have something that, despite whatever comes our way, we can still share the gospel of Christ, the word of Christ. We can still empower and encourage people. And, you know, and that's the great thing about internet radio and internet TV. They can just get on their phones or a laptop or whatever and get what they need. You know what I'm saying? So when you see me get all excited and crazy about radio and TV, you have to understand why. It's not for me to be known, because honestly, I'm more of a behind the scenes type person. If you notice, like, I'm letting y'all be in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even really do a lot as far as my own shows right now, you know, because I'm focusing on building, right? So I'm more of a behind the scenes type girl, you know, and I just, it's not about me. It's about building what God has given. It's about sharing Him, empowering women that's hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what it's about for me. I don't know what it is for you, but I want you all to really grasp and really take hold of what you have in your hands. Okay? I said it before. If you have a station, you got so much that you can do with it. So much that you can do with it. I don't want you to get all crazy and get all overwhelmed with it, you know, but there are things that you can do and things that you can implement that'll help that person, you know, that will encourage people all over the world. We say we want to, you know, get people all over the world. We say we want to, you know, empower women all over. Well, you have right now in your hands something that helps you do that. But let me explain something to you. No one will take it seriously if you don't have those things together. You got to have your look together. Okay? I don't know, like, you know, we go through this thing and we be like, don't judge a book by its cover. Negative. I judge books by their covers. Okay? Like, I do. I totally do. When it comes to something that I am going to invest in, something that I'm going to read, something that I am going to purchase, I do worry about how it looks. I really do. I'm the type that I'm a reader. I love to read. I go into the bookstore and, I mean, people can be like, oh girl, this book was so good. But if it doesn't attract my eye, then I'm not going to pick it up. And that's just me. People do judge books by their covers. People judge everything by the look. You can't tell me, oh, that's okay. Well, that person don't have all their stuff together, but, it is so great. You got to understand that when people are building their personal brand, they're going to be conscious of what they invest their name and their brand to. Okay? So if you don't have your stuff together and this big social media person who has all these followers, you're trying to get them to book and they're like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to attach my name or my brand to this because it doesn't look good. So you want to make sure that your stuff is looking good. Invest in a Facebook banner. Invest in whatever. Like, I don't care what you do. Just, you want to make sure that your stuff is looking good. Okay? And not only that, but you want to make sure that your stuff is looking professional. Like, you got a domain for your radio show. Like, you're not sharing that long link with numbers and stuff. Like, I give that to you because it's your responsibility to make your stuff look good, right? But you want to get a domain or a bit.ly. Like, this is what I talked about last night. Get a domain or a bit.ly so that your things are together. Get a professional email so that it matches what you're doing, matches your domain. Okay? Like, these are things that we can do that's not a huge investment, right? It's not a huge investment. So the progress that you do concerning your show and your station depends on how bad you want it, right? It depends on that. It depends on what you're willing to do, what you're willing to invest in. That's up to you. No one else but you. Do you think that I always have it to go and invest in the social media stuff that I do? Absolutely not. I don't have it all the time. I really don't. But I will sacrifice for the look of my stuff. Because I truly believe that if my stuff look good, people will invest into it. They don't mind attaching their name or brand to it. So it depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. Okay? So think about that. Think about what you're building. Come up with your plan. I'm quite sure that God has already given you the blueprint. If you're saying that this is what He's shown you to do. So figure out how you're going to build what He's given you. Right? Figure out how you're going to build what He's given you. So, I'm done talking. Okay? I'm totally done talking. But I will post this in the group. Okay? I just like it. It's so pretty. I'm going to post this in the group in just a little bit. It will be in the file section. Like I said, it's just, some ideas of what you can post on your social media, some things that you can do. Okay? We do have training tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay? I post the link. I will post it again. But you want to make sure that you register for this event. Okay? Register for this event. All right? But tomorrow we are going to talk about repurposing your content. We're going to talk about the look, how to get your look together. Okay. And we're also going to just share some little tips and hacks that I've learned along the way to kind of get things going. All right. So it's going to be a great training tomorrow. If you are a station owner and you was not able to attend the webinar last night that I had, I will post that in the group as well. All right. But if you need something, guys, reach out to me. Let me know, whatever it is. But I want to help you. I want to help you in any way that I can. And I want you guys to be excited about what you have in your hands. Okay? I want you to be excited about what you have in your hands. Because you do have a lot. You do have a lot that you can do. Okay? So, I'm going to chit-chat with y'all later. My voice is tired. I'm tired. But I still got to grind and push it out. Because, why? Why? Because I am dedicated to the end result. I am dedicated to the end result. All right? And I want you to be as well. All right? So I hope that there was something in there that caught your attention, that got you, that made you say, aha, that made you, made your wheels start turning, made you start thinking outside of the box. Please don't stay in the box. I need everybody to be outside the box, okay? Outside is so much better than being inside, okay? Everybody else is inside and it's crowded. I cannot stand being crowded. Okay? So think about some things that you can do. Think about, how you want to set everything up, and we will go from there. Okay? All right, guys. So if you need me, reach out. If not, cool beans. But I will post this amazing content calendar in the group. And I also will have a resource guide for all station owners. If you're a station owner and you are building your station, as far as, adding people to your stations, I'm going to have a resource guide of things tools and programs that you can actually use to help manage your team, to help manage, your station, everything, the people that you're bringing in. Okay. And y'all will probably get that this weekend, because I'm not going to promise you that today. Okay. All right. So listen, have a great evening. No problem, Pamela. Thank you, love. Have a great evening. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm about to go make me some healthy food, because your girl is dedicated. She's dedicated to the end result. Okay. Like working out and drinking water, big moves for your girl. Right. So I'm about to go make me some healthy food and enjoy it. All right. So y'all have an amazing, amazing day, and I will talk to you later. All right. Bye.